Warning, this episode contains lots of spoilers. Turn away now if you don't want anything spoiled for you. I'm Batman.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the TVCaptive.com presents As Seen on TV podcast, brought to you by my micros micro-rowing my boat ashore. Hallelujah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast for Season 1, Episode 21, Ragtag. I am your host, Dom, and with me I have my co-hosts, Captain America, who's just beat up by the Winter Soldier, and now we're stuck with Clio.
Hi.
Hi. And, Mike Rowe.
My voice isn't manly enough to be micro.
Micro.
Micro, crows, micro. Rose, my micro, crow.
Sure.
Ashore.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So,
Brilliant.
we're getting down to the end here.
Yes.
And I'm sad.
Why are you sad? We have good news.
Good news, everyone.
It
What's
was
the good
renewed.
news?
Season
For
2.
another
Good news, everyone!
No, that's
That
bad
show
news.
was canceled.
Unfortunately.
Wait,
Good
what?
news, it's renewed for a second season. Bad news, you gotta wait till September to see that second season.
Yes.
Why is that bad news? You would have had to wait always for a second season if it...
You would have had to have been waiting
Just
as
like-
long as you're waiting for Firefly Season 2.
Exactly, I was gonna make that same joke.
Their best news would have been that the season is renewed and they're just tacking it on after a short 2-week break.
What are you talking about?
That wouldn't even be possible.
No, it wouldn't be possible.
What the hell are you talking about?
I live in magical Christmas land. I've been accused of it many times.
It's not even possible in magical Christmas land.
This is true. This is
Life is a
true.
lie, then.
So we got this episode.
It is. How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Sad and lonely.
So we got this episode. We got one more episode.
Yes.
These last two episodes. It's definitely getting down there.
Yes.
And that's why I'm sad, because the show is really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want it to be over until next season. I don't. But
Well, it is.
I accept it. I just need to see... yeah.
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 Hilarious.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I'm just excited for the next episode. I really want to see the goddamn thing. It's just... The show has gotten so good.
Yeah.
Yes. So this episode we had flashbacks of Ward before he was a S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra agent. We saw Coulson and May find out that Garrett was actually the first Deathlok. Garrett is dying because his remaining human side of him, his organs are failing, and Fitz and Simmons are in kind of a shitty spot.
Shit. Yep.
I was gonna make
deep
some undersea reference, but I couldn't think
Not
of one
Penny's
quick
boat.
enough.
Under the sea. They start breaking out in song.
If Sebastian the Crab shows
Doubt
up,
it.
I'm out.
Audi.
Audi 500.
I know it's Disney, but gotta draw a line somewhere.
Yeah. So we knew this episode was going to be a lot about Ward's past.
Mm-hmm.
What were you guys expecting at the beginning of this episode?
I don't know.
I wasn't expecting that. Like,
I wasn't expecting his real name to be Grant Ward.
yeah, that is the biggest thing that was the biggest surprise, because I was expecting his name to be some, I don't know, Steve Jones, or like,
Yeah.
you know,
John Doe?
Not John Doe, like, you know,
John Smith?
John Johnson.
I was just expecting his real name to be different. I didn't expect
Yeah, I was anything.
actually Grant Ward.
He is Grant Ward.
He is.
The initial, like, he found his way, I'm like, okay, that makes sense for, like, some badass assassin guy. He started off in juvie hall. But the whole get left in the woods for 6 months?
Yeah, that was funny.
It was kind of like, here, you are now the main character from the book Hatchet, except you have a dog.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, he didn't have a dog in Hatchet?
I don't think he had a dog in Hatchet. I think it was just him.
Okay.
So, yeah, you are now the main character of the book Hatchet, except I'm leaving you with a dog.
Good
Bye.
luck.
Good luck, have fun, don't die.
Or Tom Hanks in the volleyball.
No, but the dog is actually useful.
This is true. What was that movie called? Castaway?
Castaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the volleyball.
Wilson!
Yeah. Wilson.
Spalding!
Spalding.
And other single-word sports brands that could be mistaken for names.
Yeah, so Ward was left in the woods with just clothes on his back and a dog for companion.
Mm-hmm.
No rules were really set other than he had to survive.
Yeah.
He'd come back in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
We were under the impression, I think it was 2 months, he said. He'll be back in 2 months, if I remember.
Yeah, he said, I'll be back in 2 months, try not to die.
So then when he comes back 6 months later, Ward's got a gun to his head.
Yeah.
He says that he stole from some local cabins and stuff. Why do you think he decided to stay around that long? After the first few months, after 2 or 3 months and he's still not around, maybe even 4, would you guys have stayed there?
I think he got comfortable.
I think he may have, he got comfortable where he was, because he really, Garrett told him, you're, pretty much 1,000 miles from, not 1,000, you're quite a long distance from any civilization. So he would have had to travel a long distance, which would mean, hiking, supplies, all that other bull crap. He was comfortable where he was. He had a nice camp, a nice thing going for himself.
Yeah.
I guess he got
That
comfy.
Fitz is not broken.
Yeah, why exactly? And plus, he was a fugitive.
Yeah.
He just got broken out of juvie
They
hall.
picked him out.
Right. So he's completely. He can't really go anywhere with his real identity, and I don't think he knows enough to use a fake alias or anything. Yet.
Nor would it be convincing.
Exactly. Nor would it be convincing.
Experience
So,
that shit.
me personally, I don't know if I would have stayed around, if I would even survived long enough, but. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have survived. I definitely don't think I would have stayed around.
Yeah.
Well, none of us are Ward, so.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of person that'll stay put very long. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Even camping. Like, I go camping, I want to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care if it's 5 feet away. I just want to move the tent. Just move it. Get it out of there. Different change of scenery.
Go to a campground. It's I'm going to take this spot, and then, you're going to move up the trail, and then I'm going to go camp over here.
I'm not kidding. I've gone camping, and I've just, turned the camp around, the tent exactly around in the spot that it is, just so I had a different view.
That is actually kind of interesting.
If I could pull a lever and rotate my house, I would do that. Every day of the week, it would be at a different angle.
Interesting.
So if you ever win the lottery, you're going to build your house on top of a mechanism that allows you to rotate it at will.
Yes.
Sweet.
It's
See-
awesome. Do it.
See, maybe I'll just make one room that sits above the rest of the house, and that room rotates, so I don't have to worry about rotating foundations and all that.
Or you could just not have a basement.
Gotta have the
Solid
basement.
found.
Basement.
Gotta have a basement. This isn't California.
Then the basement is like a spiral staircase that goes down the central axis of rotation or whatever.
It's my torture room. It's where I send all the Hydra agents.
Yeah, because there's no way you're going to have the foundation rotating.
No.
Or the basement rotating. So put the basement, make it solid where it is, and have the rest of the house rotate on top.
Right. So, Cybertek.
Could
No.
pull that shit
No,
off.
not Cybertek. Ward's dog.
Yeah.
I didn't put that in there because
Ward's dog. That was kind of upsetting.
Yep. And it was really weird. Like, I had a weird moment where I thought I was watching it and it's like, oh yeah, he's got this dog, and then I thought to BioShock, where I think it's an audio tape, and you hear like the character from the first game is breaking the neck of this dog because it's being mind controlled, and it's like, why did I just think of that? And he has to kill the dog, and I'm like, that was really weird.
Well, there was even a moment where he fired the pistol off into the air, and I was like, oh, he didn't kill the dog.
Yeah.
But he sent it running out further so he could kill it further away. Yeah. I don't know, at that moment, because the way it was shot, like, I saw him having, like, shooting, and then the dog was running away, and then it, like, cut away, right? And then it cut to, like, Fitz and Simmons, like, pleading for their life.
Yeah.
So I thought he showed compassion for the dog, and he was going to do the same for Fitz and Simmons, and then it, like, cuts back, and it shows you he was actually killing the dog, and then he sends Fitz and Simmons for a ride down into, the water, down into the ocean. Were you guys expecting Ward to do it? I didn't think he was going to do it.
I don't know what I was expecting. We don't know Ward anymore. He's, we gotta learn him all over again. Because everything we got from the rest of the season has been lies, so what we have now is something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the whole thing with the dog was he couldn't shoot it while it was staring him in the face.
yeah, I think that was the issue.
Yeah.
It was too adorable. It was too like, what you
It was
doing?
his fucking friend for half a year.
Yeah.
The only thing he had for a half a year.
All happy.
And that
His
was loyal
dogs
to
just.
him.
But that's kind of very reminiscent to Fitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fitz is the loyal. Oh god, Fitz is a loyal puppy.
Fitz is a dog, yeah. The perfect parallel.
It was.
Huh.
Murdered 2 puppies.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Not cool.
I think people hate Ward even more after this episode.
Yeah, I think that was like the, point of no return. Like he killed a puppy, 2 puppies.
It wasn't all the stuff he's done before. It's the
No,
puppies.
fuck that. It's the puppy.
Yeah. So, Triplets, was it his grandfather or his father?
Grandfather.
His grandfather was in the Howling Commandos, and we got to see a lot of their toys and stuff being used.
And Coulson was totally fucking nerdgasming
Oh
over
my
all of it.
God, that was amazing. That was amazing.
So, I feel the need to point this out, but the pin that May wears, that's a gadget from, the Howling Commandos, is actually a piece of merchandise that Marvel sells. My dad has that pin.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so they basically used a piece of merchandise as a gadget. I was just like, Dad has that pin.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. So that's where we get to see this little joy buzzer that Fitz was carrying around, which caused it was basically an EMP that was going off.
A short range, like 10-foot EMP, which
Shorted most of the bus and Garrett.
Yeah, exactly. And Garrett, poor Garrett. That was later, but
Poor Garrett?
no, not poor Garrett. Fuck that guy. Just wish it would have killed him.
Mike, what the hell? You're having weird, like, polar opposite moments. I feel bad for Dean. I definitely don't feel bad for Dean.
Poor Garrett. No, I don't
Poor
feel.
Garrett. I definitely don't feel bad for Garrett.
That is probably how painkillers affect me because, yeah. I don't know.
Poor Mike. No, you know
Poor
what?
me.
Not
No.
poor
No,
Mike.
you know what? Fuck me. I deserve it.
I'm gonna fire an EMP off at you.
It will do nothing.
It'll shut your webcam off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That'll
Was it,
That'll learn you. So
anyway.
Yeah, so this is when we kind of find out that, well, not that we find out, but we found out earlier this episode, but that's when Fitz finds out that Garrett is actually the original Deathlok.
Yeah.
Yep. The original, like, Patient Zero or whatever of the Deathlok project.
Yes.
Oh, there was actually something cool I saw. It was on the Reddit board. The date noted in his file, like when this program started, was actually the date, like the month and year of the first Deathlok comic.
Excellent.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't know that because I've never actually read
Right.
I never had the original Deathlok comics. I was 3 years old when it came out.
Right.
But
Yeah.
so that was just like a cool little, like, they're doing nice little nods if you're really paying attention.
Yeah.
But and it makes me think, how many of them have we missed in the whole season? Like little itty bitty things like that.
Yeah, this is true. So
Fun fact.
yeah, so then we go to visit Cybertek, and Coulson and Sky are in there. They're looking to attach.
May?
Was it May?
Yes.
Sky wasn't
Coulson
there?
and May go in.
Oh yeah, Sky stays out. So yeah, they went looking for the computers for some information or whatever, and there's no computers at Cybertek.
None at all.
What?
That's ironic.
Kind of.
Yeah. There's just filing cabinets after filing cabinets after filing cabinets. There's filing cabinets inside of their filing cabinets.
Were there?
Maybe.
No, I don't think there were filing cabinets in the filing cabinets, but there were a lot of filing cabinets.
I was waiting for one of those like moments where you pull the filing cabinet out and it's 3 times bigger than the cabinet that it's actually in.
Yeah, 3 times bigger than the back of the cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting for one of those.
No. Coming out.
Just keeps going.
Going and going and going.
What did you guys think of the filing cabinet system? Do you think it's a very efficient way for them to store information?
No, it is not an efficient way, but it is a very safe from cyber attack way.
It is a non-hackable way.
Yeah, you actually have to physically...
I'm pretty sure Coulson hacked his way into those files.
Yes, that's the thing, though.
Non-hacking.
You have to physically break into the room and steal stuff, which, you know, the only reason they did that is because they're trained spies. They knocked out security, and, you know, they had a laser device to cut the fucking door lock off.
The Deathlok off.
Sure. So, I mean, yeah, that is actually... It's not efficient, but it is very secure. And leads to probably the best Coulson humor all season.
Yeah.
Ready for a big file transfer.
How large? Window breaks.
Boom.
Well, we get to see Coulson and May pretend to be Simmons this episode. What did you guys think of the banter during that?
Yeah, it was too funny.
Yeah, it was... I'm like...
I mean, Coulson and May had it down perfect because every time Fitz and Simmons would say something, including their unscripted banter,
Yes.
they would jump in and repeat it verbatim.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I would have been like...
They just started ranting whatever the hell was coming out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it seemed like all the information, all the tech and specs and stuff like that they were showing Cybertek, they've already seen before. So how are they getting these plans if this is stuff that like Simmons have come up with? The night gun they made reference to.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is something Simmons created.
Yeah.
The sleepy gun.
Yeah. So how does Cybertek have this?
Well, didn't they
this
say they
information?
were shopping around for Hydra scientists too?
They were getting S.H.I.E.L.D. scientists, and, you know, some of them have showed them that before.
No,
It's
but
like-
they used the word Hydra. They said the Hydra scientists that we've met with.
Oh.
They literally said that, and it's like,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
okay. Just out yourselves right there.
It's like, oh look, this lovely guy. Yeah, we turned it into a stun grenade.
So how did Hydra get a hold of these plans?
Probably from.
I mean,
if it's they worked for. Yeah, go ahead.
their night gun, they made that before they got on the bus. Those plans are probably in the S.H.I.E.L.D. database. You know, that's
Yeah.
not something that was on the bus and wasn't anywhere else. That was probably S.H.I.E.L.D. You know.
And I'm pretty sure that S.H.I.E.L.D. would be working on mass producing them at some point down the road because they're a pretty effective, non-lethal, alternative that's not a taser.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
unless the person is extremely allergic to dendrotoxin.
It could be.
Oh yeah, it's possible. But other than that,
There are people that are allergic to water.
there are people that are allergic to sunlight.
Yes. But water always cracked me up because your body is 80% water.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dom's allergic to sunlight, right, Dom?
I am.
Being a vampire and all.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Someone else is deathly afraid of sunlight.
Who?
Garrett's failing organs. Look at that segue. It was flawless.
And by
think if you
flawless,
take-
you mean super flawed.
Come on, nobody could even tell.
If you take, I think you say anybody, even healthy or failing organs, anybody's organs are probably afraid of sunlight because that means they have a gaping hole in their body and the organs are spilling out.
Which Garrett has.
Ooh. Yeah, but that story is like he shoved his organs back in his body. Ah, God, that's
It's not the first time you've heard a story like that, probably.
me?
No, not you. I'm just saying people in general.
Yeah, I think I read a book once that happened in.
It's like, yeah, I just stuffed my intestines back inside me and started walking, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, that's gotta really, really hurt.
They
And also, like,
they
just
rip
the
it
mental.
right across the belly and spilling your intestines. But the point is, you are alive
Okay,
when they
Jared.
start
When
to
they-
eat you.
Thank you, Dr. Grant.
Thank you, Doc.
Is it bad? Wow. What has popular culture done to us?
Everything.
Like, when we instantly know who...
We are the way we are because of popular culture.
Very true.
We're doing these
Curse
shows
your
because
drugs.
of popular culture.
Yeah.
Curse you, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, so we end up finding out that Garrett's motivation behind the entire Centipede project and everything that's come out of it is because his organs don't want to see sunlight.
Because he's a little bitch and won't die.
Yeah, he doesn't want to die. Do you blame him, though?
Die.
No, I don't blame him.
If you could find a way to live forever, wouldn't you?
No.
Why not?
Cause
Depends.
who'd want to live forever? That would get so tedious. Life is hard. Why would you want to keep doing it?
Well, here's the thing.
Well,
if
life
you
is hard
find-
because you're doing hard things. When you live forever and you don't have to worry about things anymore, you can do whatever you want.
As far as the living forever thing goes, as long as it's not like true cursed immortality where you're unable to die, period, for all of eternity, you live forever, but you can pull the plug at any time and kill yourself. That, it wouldn't be as tedious because as soon as things do get tedious, you'd be like, yep, I'm just going to jump off a bridge now. But I don't know. It depends on what happens when I'm on my deathbed, whether I'll decide, I wish I was immortal or not.
No, I don't know. I would not want to live forever. Although,
Now I
Dumb
have that
already.
Oasis song in my head.
Hmm?
Now I have that Oasis song in my head.
what's the song?
Live forever.
How does that go?
Words.
Music.
I'm not
Beat.
singing it.
Fine.
Not singing it. You can't make me.
Fine.
Fine.
God.
So
Fun. Organs that don't want to see sunlight.
So
No one's organs want to see sunlight.
Mine keep trying.
All right.
I have to get that fixed. So, Fitz Simmons, as we said, they're spiraling into the ocean.
No, they're no spiral. They didn't fall very far. They're in the ocean.
They're spiraling through the currents. We don't know how deep the ocean is that they're at. We're assuming they're gonna hit sea level, ground level.
We're assuming they're in the,
And
bottom of the ocean.
The pressure is probably gonna start breaking that thing.
I was just going to say, we don't know how deep the ocean is and how sturdy that container is.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean, it's probably made very sturdy if it's meant to be,
jettisoned
dumped
out of a plane, yeah.
They'll probably
Well,
want to
is
be
it
able
meant
to
to be
recover
jettisoned
it.
out of a plane?
It seemed
Yeah.
like it.
Seemed like
It's a
it.
skate pod.
It
Was it
said
jet-
escape pod?
No, but it was like there was a whole system in place to jettison that cargo hold they were in.
Yeah, how many rooms do you know that are just fly out of a plane with a push of a button?
But it's
Yeah.
it's not a pod, it's not a ship, it's not something that can get away. It looks like it's an in case of emergencies, dump this extra weight cargo thing.
It looks
I
like
think it's meant to survive a fall or it's meant to withstand water or pressure.
it looks like a cargo container.
Yes, I think it's just if we're in the shit and we need to dump something, dump this.
But knowing Shield, they'll make it sturdy enough to survive, so they could recover it at a later date.
But what I'm saying is, it's meant to hold cargo, not people.
Right?
So
Yeah.
oxygen
Definitely.
is a factor. If
Yeah,
they don't
oxygen
find
is
them
a huge
soon
factor.
enough,
Lack of
they're
oxygen.
gonna die.
Yeah.
Which I think not both of them are making it out.
Now, they had the coins that were able to transmit radio,
Yes.
right? Were they were holding on to one?
Yes.
Yeah. Fitz still had one.
Okay, so they could be tracked.
Yes.
So that's the bright side of this. But like we said, we don't know the oxygen, we don't know the depth, we don't know the container with the pressure that it would stand. Do you think they're both gonna make it out?
No. I don't think they're both gonna make it out.
All right. Here's where my brain has been wrestling with itself for the past 5 days, 4 days, whatever. I want to say yes. Every part of me wants to say yes. They're both gonna make it
can't.
out,
You can't
but
do
I
it.
can't. I
You know
know
better.
I know better. I know better. Likely. Okay, I want them both to make it out. Likely, one of them's not going to. Possibly, they're both dead.
I
Okay,
don't
If
think-
one of them has to live, if one of them is going to live, who
Which
do you
one
think
is it?
I think more than likely it's going to be Simmons who lives.
Yes, I agree.
Mostly because she's already had her brush with death.
Fitz.
They built up
Now-
Fitz's jealousy way too much to just have him perish for.
Fitz.
But they also gave him a moment with Triplet.
Right, very true. Fitz could live. I mean, get his revenge on Ward, whatever. He'll never be the same if Simmons dies. But Fitz is way more likely to sacrifice himself so Simmons will live.
Yeah.
He is. Yes.
So
So
yeah.
So we kind of know what's gonna happen if Fitz lives and Simmons dies. What do you think's gonna happen if Simmons lives and Fitz dies? How is she gonna take that?
I do. She's devastated. I think she's going to be devastated.
Not as devastated as he would be.
I think equal devastation.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, but she has Triplet to like fall back on.
Exactly.
For emotional support.
That just because she has someone to comfort her does not mean she won't be as devastated. Her recovery time might be better,
Mm-hmm.
but she's still going to be just as devastated.
I can see it. I can see it. I do see Fitz just falling apart.
I see Ward dying.
I see Fitz falling apart and just like going overboard to take his revenge out. Where if that was to happen on the other foot, I see Simmons just kind of like shutting down and not doing much.
No, we've seen Simmons get very upset but still work through it.
Mm.
We've seen Fitz break down where he's not able to do anything. But Simmons can, as much as we've seen Simmons struggle, she's always been able to work through whatever is going on.
Yeah. All right, so moving along, we have Raina gives Garrett the GH325 synthesized compound from the remaining chemicals from the guest house. He says that he feels the universe. What do you think he meant by that?
What do you feel?
The universe.
I don't know, but
See, now this seems like a very pure sample. It's different than what Coulson and Skye got.
Yes, and there's some theories circulating around. You know, we've gone into, that the alien in the guest house was a Kree.
yes.
And if he's like, I see the universe and things like that, that lends a bit more, evidence to the fact that it is indeed, synthesized from a Kree. Because the Kree are, they're practically masters of the universe, more or less.
They're He-Man?
Oh, they're not He-Man, goddammit. But, technologically advanced, all that bullshit. Also, the theories circulating around, because, who was it, Ward or Garrett? Someone said, like, Raina gives them the creeps, it's her eyes, you can't tell what the hell's going on behind them.
Yeah.
The theory is that the reason she knew how to synthesize that stuff, and the reason she creeps everybody out with her break and stare, and the fact that she says that Skye is very similar to her, is because she is in fact a Kree in disguise.
Well,
or an alien.
are they in disguise? Because I know that there are some Kree that take that just they look like
Yeah, you're right.
humans,
There
but
are.
they're Kree.
I don't know what it is. Really.
Which I think I think she's half Kree, because there is a bit about her where she doesn't quite understand things that she would most certainly understand if she were full Kree.
Right.
Right.
Well, we also learned the Skye, like, we're trying to figure out who Skye's parents are and all this, but we know Skye's the 084. We know she was that little baby that they were talking about. But they said in this one that these monsters tore the place apart looking for her. And
the monsters were her
parents, yeah.
But when they say monsters, it makes me think of the Skrull. Because the Skrull are more monster-like than the Kree.
You're very right there. But Skye being a Skrull? I mean, and Raina, the Skrulls are shapeshifters.
Yes.
So that would be easy, because Raina could just take on the form of a human perfectly easily.
Yes, but like I said, there are things Raina doesn't know that I think that she's either half or she doesn't know for sure her lineage. So I think whatever Raina is, which is probably Kree, I think it's half. I don't see her as full Kree. But I don't know whether...
I like that theory. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like that theory a lot.
Yeah. And, I mean, last I heard is that Marvel doesn't have the rights to the Skrull, which is why they can't do any secret invasion shit. So, that might not even be on the table.
Yeah.
Kree is probably more likely at this point. But
I hate the
way
fact
Raina said monsters made me think of Skrull.
I hate the fact that Marvel can't use their own intellectual property.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's really, really starting to bother me now.
Yes, but actually, I think the Skrull fell under Fantastic Four, which, no, they still don't have that. Yeah,
Nope.
never mind.
They don't have that. The
Yeah,
only
Skrull.
thing,
Skrull
that they
falls under
just
Fitz.
recently acquired rights to is Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah.
But they don't have any plans to utilize Punisher anytime soon.
No.
And if they do, it certainly won't be with Nick Cage.
Thank God.
Yes.
No, wait, that's Punisher's Ghost Rider. I mean, Nick Cage is
Oh
Ghost
yeah,
Rider.
he Ghost Rider. Yeah, whatever. I think
Punisher.
I think they have Ghost Rider too. I'm not even sure.
There is a Ghost Rider too.
No, I'm saying I think Marvel has. I hate
Oh,
you.
okay. Sorry. Misheard that.
I think Marvel has Ghost Rider also. Anyway, very end of the episode, we see Quinn offering to sell the U.S. government Deathlok super soldiers. What do you think is going to happen with that? Is there already an army of Deathlok super soldiers out there? Or is this just the schematics to make more soldiers?
I think he's, knows that they've hit a breakthrough where they can make, the soldiers safely, and safely and in large quantities. So he's probably like just trying to get as much money as he possibly can from the U.S. government for them.
I mean, that's what Coulson and the team are probably facing down right now, because there were just these glowing red eyes in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably the next stage in their experiments of these quasi super soldiers.
Right.
Yep, Deathlok 12.0. We don't know how many versions of Deathlok there have been.
No, we don't.
But just like in the comics, there are multiple Deathloks. Like
Yes.
every incarnation was a different Deathlok.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. Project Deathlok. So next episode is the last episode for this season. The season finale is called The Beginning of the End.
Yep.
So I'm curious if they're going to wrap up a lot of this Hydra stuff. They need to be doing it soon.
I don't know what you mean by wrap up. Hydra seems to be something that's going to be in the works in Marvel for a while. I don't think Hydra's really going very far.
I think you should say wrap up the Garrett stuff.
Yeah, I guess wrap up the clairvoyant stuff more so, yes. But the Hydra stuff, yeah, it's gonna bleed into the Avengers slightly.
Yeah.
But what it's really setting up is Captain America 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's setting up?
That's what I believe. Hydra is Captain America mainly.
Yes.
So. Yeah. It seems like Captain America 3 and Hydra and Red Skull, and I think Red Skull is going to end up being the villain in Captain America 3.
I think as far as you know what? I may have said this on the Captain America podcast. I can't remember, but I think we're going to see at least a cameo of Red Skull in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think we're not going to get a clear picture of what's going to happen in Phase 3 until after Avengers 2.
With Ant-Man. Ant-Man will be kicking off Phase 3.
Yeah, no, but I meant after Avengers 2. We're going to probably have a little bit of a clearer image of what's coming up.
I know the original plan, this is kind of getting off before I go into the synopsis, getting into a little tangent here. I think the original plan was for Robert Downey Jr. to do Iron Man 1, 2, 3 and Avengers 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. Because he signed on for 6 movies. I wouldn't be surprised to see, because he's signed on for 6 movies, but it was never necessarily specified which ones. I think that's what people were thinking. I think what they're going to do is have him Iron Man 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's going to be in the 4th one, and only 2 of the Avengers, and in the 4th one, he'll pass the torch. Somebody else will take on the suit.
No, haven't they said there's not going to be another main title Iron Man movie?
I don't know.
At least not in the foreseeable future.
No, I don't think so.
I heard that Iron Man 3 was the last main title Iron Man.
I don't know. I know Tony Stark is Robert Downey Jr. has expressed interest in not playing the character anymore.
Yeah.
So
what I think might be more likely is Iron Man 1, 2, 3, Avengers 1, Avengers 2, and Ant-Man.
Well, yeah, Ant-Man, they've already, I think, confirmed that that's the first Phase 3 movie we're going to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm talking
Tony
about
Stark
to
is in.
Tony Stark to. I don't think he's in Ant-Man.
I don't know.
Oh no, he's not in Ant-Man.
I don't fucking know.
Me neither.
I'm throwing random shit. This is throw shit at the wall, see what sticks time.
Corn.
I'm reading an interview. I've been reading an interview here that they did with Clark Gregg over the, finale and everything, and in it he mentions like, he drops a little hint for season 2, like, in not so many words, he says that you're not going to find out about Sky's parents until season 2,
Yeah.
basically.
And I mean, I didn't expect to find out about Sky's parents.
And there's a theory here that I found that her mother was Kree, and one of her parents was Kree, and her other parent was Skrull.
Yes.
Because
that's even better.
it's like, okay.
Oh, wait. Her Kree parent tried to hide her on Earth, and the Skrull is what came and tried to get her, and that's what.
Well,
oh, that's brilliant.
Her mother was Kree, her father was Skrull. Their love being forbidden, was forbidden, so they locked her in a human form and left her on Earth.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
I know.
That'd be interesting. So anyway, the season finale, beginning of the end. Very in-depth synopsis, just like you would expect out of S.H.I.E.L.D. Dark secrets are revealed as Coulson and his team put everything on the line to stop Garrett and the forces of Hydra on the explosive season finale of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So telling.
They just pretty much, I don't even think we need to watch the episode. They told us way too much.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just going to be crazy. Fury's in this episode.
We do know
Yes.
Fury is in this episode.
So I think we're going to find out who the Kree is that the GH formula was synthesized from.
I think we'll get some answers about the
Where
secret
this
base.
came from.
The secret base and what the hell was that place called?
I don't know. Secret bunker out. I don't fucking know.
The guest house.
Guest house. Sure.
Maybe a little bit more on Project Tahiti. We'll get some background of how Coulson was appointed in there. I hope season 2 opens up with flashbacks of Coulson working on Project Tahiti.
Yes, please.
That would be an awesome way to start season 2.
Yeah, great.
Clio, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr and Pinterest and Instagram at CleoMoto, and you can find me on Twitch at the CleoMoto.
Mike, how you doing?
Doing good.
Okay. Where can the people find you?
Twitter. At Thilladren, THILLADREN.
Which one do you like better?
I can't choose.
I can't decide.
I can.
You like
Jefferson.
better. Of course you like him better.
Yeah. Mad Hatter. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can find us all and others on tvcaptive.com as well as on /ASOTV podcast on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
America's head doesn't bobble anymore.
America's head doesn't bobble.
America's head doesn't bobble.
Until next week, we will see you guys for the season finale.
Latest. I can't wait to watch this. I want stuff. More Marvel stuff.
And things.
And things and stuff and things and stuff.
I'm looking forward to the new spin-off coming out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Harder?
Yeah.
Word.
Word. The big bird.